In a distant future, humanity is nearly wiped out by a catastrophic event known as the 60-Minute War. In the aftermath, the survivors build enormous moving cities that roam the earth. These massive cities prey on smaller towns in a practice called municipal Darwinism. Europe becomes the great hunting ground, while in Asia, a group opposed to these mobile cities has established a stationary settlement behind a protective barrier called the Shield Wall. Before moving forward, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It will help us keep bringing your favorite movie recaps. One day, Hester Shaw spots the predator city of London closing in on a small mining town called Salzhaken. Hester has a personal mission: to kill London's head historian, Thaddeus Valentine. To stay close in case Salzhaken is captured, she blends in with its residents. Soon, alarms ring out and panic spreads as Salzhaken tries to flee. The town moves as fast as it can, but London is bigger, faster, and far more powerful. Desperate to escape, Salzhaken's crew dumps the contents of their silos to lighten their load and gain speed. They steer toward the foothills, nearly plunging off a cliff before making a sharp turn. But the sudden movement damages the town, causing it to lose parts, including a wheel. London takes advantage, firing harpoons to reel in Salzhaken and ultimately devour it. Inside, the defeated citizens of Salzhaken are ordered to surrender any old technology they possess. Meanwhile, in London, Thaddeus Valentine's daughter, Catherine, waits at the London Museum. This is where ancient technology, like smartphones and toasters, is displayed as relics of the past. She's waiting for Tom, a historian apprentice, who, as usual, is running late. During the chase, Tom dashes through the bustling city and finally makes it to the museum, where he and Catherine investigate artifacts from the 60-Minute War. Tom shows Catherine a machine he built from old parts. Using it, he plays a video of a terrifying weapon called Medusa, which destroyed entire cities. To stop it, the ancients created a crash drive to deactivate the weapon. Tom has noticed pieces of the crash drive have gone missing, but his superiors brushed off his concerns. Taking matters into his own hands, he built a secret compartment requiring a password to store weapons-grade technology. As he shows Catherine the hidden tech, they remain unaware that another apprentice, Herbert, is secretly spying on them. Tom is determined to get rid of something dangerous forever by tossing it into the swamp, ensuring no one can use it to cause harm again. After leaving the office with Catherine, Herbert tells Tom he's being demoted to work in the lower levels. Herbert knows Tom won't make it in time and expects him to fail, leading to his firing. But Catherine steps in and promises to help Tom get there quickly. Using her VIP pass, she takes him through the special elevators. During their journey, Tom explains his mission. He needs to retrieve any old relics discarded by new arrivals and save them for the museum. If he doesn't act fast, workers will toss the relics into the trash, and later they'll be burned as fuel. When they arrive at the lower levels, the new arrivals from Salzhaken are being processed, and any weapons are confiscated. Hester, however, sneaks through undetected by hiding her knife in her sleeve. Meanwhile, Tom makes it to the bins and starts collecting old tech like toasters, earning praise from Thaddeus, who arrives shortly after. Thaddeus has come down because a highly dangerous fusion inverter cell has been found. Tom accuses the engineers of stealing all the cells from the museum, and Thaddeus promises to take care of it. Nearby, a man from Salzhaken shoves a guard, who retaliates with a punch, sparking a brawl. Thaddeus steps in to stop the chaos, but this gives Hester the opportunity to get close. Tom notices her suspicious behavior and tries to warn Thaddeus, but it's too late. Hester reveals she's seeking revenge for her mother and stabs Thaddeus. He pushes her away, causing her scarf to fall and reveal a deep scar on her face. She tries to attack again, but Tom intervenes and disarms her. Furious, Hester punches Tom in the stomach just as alarms blare, signaling the arrival of officers. Hester takes off running, with Tom chasing after her. She leaps across a massive retrieval platform, and Tom follows without hesitation. The pair finds themselves in Salzhaken, which is being destroyed by enormous saws and mechanical claws. They carefully navigate through collapsing buildings and moving machinery, jumping from surface to surface. Eventually, they land on a platform, but time is running out as a massive rolling machine tears down everything behind them. They have no choice but to keep running. Hester slips through a door and quickly shuts it behind her, forcing Tom to push harder to get through. The chase resumes on the other side, but Hester is forced to change course when she spots Thaddeus closing in on her too. Fearing capture, she leaps over the railing of the garbage disposal. Tom grabs her wrist just in time, trying to save her. Hester looks him in the eye and tells him to ask Thaddeus about her scar and her dead mother. Then, she makes him let go and falls. When Thaddeus arrives moments later, Tom repeats what Hester said. Without hesitation, Thaddeus shoves Tom, making him fall too. By the time Catherine and the guards arrive, Thaddeus claims the two fell because the railing broke, and they believe him. Only Catherine notices Bevis hiding nearby. The garbage disposal should have tossed their bodies out by now, so aircraft are sent to search the area. But they find nothing. Hester, alive and determined, has hidden herself in the tracks left by the moving cities, with Tom tucked beneath leaves for cover. When the search ends, she rifles through Tom's pockets, taking his money and knife. Just then, Tom wakes up. Annoyed, Hester threatens him with the knife, warning him to back off. But Tom doesn't give up and convinces her they should stick together, at least for now. Meanwhile, back in London, Mayor Crome reprimands Thaddeus for wasting resources and failing to make progress. Frustrated, Thaddeus visits his lead scientist, who's developing a weapon for him. She explains it'll take weeks to finish unless she gets more old tech. Thaddeus hands her a fusion cell, which she eagerly accepts. Then, she mentions an offshore prison that recently captured a stalker, a terrifying half-zombie, half-robot bounty hunter. This stalker, named Shrike, has been calling out for Hester. Intrigued, Thaddeus flies to the prison, where he finds Shrike locked in a hanging cell above the sea. Shrike is obsessed with finding and killing Hester, who broke a promise to him. Seeing an opportunity, Thaddeus opens fire on the prison, destroying its supports and sending Shrike's cell plunging into the ocean, allowing the hunter to escape. Elsewhere, Catherine catches up with Bevis and presses him for answers. Bevis reveals the shocking truth. Thaddeus tried to kill both Hester and Tom. He also explains that the energy project being advertised is a cover for something much bigger being built inside the cathedral. However, he's never been able to sneak past the guards to uncover what it is. Catherine offers to help Tom. Meanwhile, Hester teaches him how to survive, like drinking dirty water from the ground. She even shares her Twinkies with him. Tom is horrified because the food is over 1,000 years old, but Hester assures him that ancient food never spoils. That night, Hester dreams of her younger self running through a field with a bleeding wound on her face. She wakes up to find Tom yelling and waving his arms, trying to get the attention of two moving towns. Unfortunately, there's scavengers who launch harpoons at them. Hester pushes Tom out of the way just in time, and the two of them start running for their lives. Tom struggles to climb out of the path of danger, and Hester helps him up. But when he turns around, Hester is gone. The scavengers close in, so Tom steps back and falls into a hole. Turns out, both of them have landed in an underground town called Scuttlebutt, which starts moving as soon as the scavengers leave. At first, the town's driver and his wife seem kind, but their kindness is short-lived. They lock Hester and Tom in a cell. While resting, Hester opens up about her past. She explains that her mother, Pandora, died when she was 8. Pandora was an archaeologist who traveled the world digging up ancient artifacts. One day, Pandora and her close friend Thaddeus uncovered something dangerous. Thaddeus wanted to use it for his dark ambitions, so they fought. In the chaos, Thaddeus knocked over a lamp, starting a fire. In her desperation, Pandora gave Hester a necklace and told her to protect it. But before Hester could do anything, Thaddeus stabbed Pandora. Little Hester tried to save her mother, but Thaddeus attacked her too, leaving a scar on her face. He then escaped with the mysterious artifact, leaving Hester to fend for herself. Back in the cell, Tom asks for Hester's knife and uses it to open a hatch on the floor. He tries to help her escape, but her injured leg makes it impossible for her to jump. Hester tells Tom to leave without her, but he refuses and shuts the hatch instead. The two are eventually taken to another town to be sold as slaves. At the auction, a wanted rebel named Anna appears and announces she's buying Hester. The auctioneer recognizes Anna and tries to capture her for the bounty on her head. But Anna wastes no time. She shoots him in the head and takes charge. The crowd erupts into chaos as the guards and onlookers lose control. A fight breaks out, and Anna begins shooting any man who dares to come near her. Amid the mayhem, Hester grabs a gun from a fallen guard and shoots the chains binding Tom, setting him free. Together, they make a run for it. Meanwhile, Anna swaps her gun for a sword, taking down anyone who tries to stop her. She's even armed with a hidden blade in her shoe, using deadly kicks to fend off her attackers. Small towns scattered all over the area make it nearly impossible to escape. Tom and Hester weave through the chaos, dodging enemies at every turn, until they reach an open space, only to find themselves face-to-face with Shrike. With no other options, they start climbing onto a massive town wheel, jumping between the spinning gears until they land on a platform. But Shrike quickly catches up, trapping them. Before Shrike can attack, Anna swoops in with her aircraft and shoots him down. Hester scrambles aboard the aircraft, but Anna shows no interest in rescuing Tom. Determined not to abandon him, Hester throws down a rope for him to climb. As Tom ascends, Shrike grabs the rope too, pulling with terrifying strength. Anna hands Hester a blade and orders her to cut the rope. Instead, Hester tosses it to Tom, who slashes the rope below him, leaving Shrike behind. Once they're safely in the air, Anna switches the aircraft to autopilot and tends to Hester's wounds. She reveals that she once knew Pandora, Hester's mother, and has been searching for Hester ever since Pandora's death. Anna is shocked that Hester survived on her own for so long. Tom realizes the truth. Shrike raised her. At first, Hester is angry that her secret has been exposed, but she eventually opens up about her past. After her mother's death, Hester wandered aimlessly through the swamps until she collapsed. Shrike found her, took her in, and even kept her necklace. Inside Shrike's eerie vehicle, he collected creepy dolls, which Hester believed was his way of trying to remember his humanity. Shrike wanted to turn her into a stalker like him, and Hester agreed, until she discovered London was nearby and Thaddeus Valentine, the man she was after, was within reach. She fled, and Shrike has been hunting her ever since. Hours later, the group finally arrives at Airhaven, a breathtaking city in the sky. At the rebel base, the Anti-Traction League gathers to fight against the destructive ambitions of Thaddeus. Anna reveals that Pandora had discovered something extremely dangerous and warned her. If anything happened to Pandora, Anna must find Hester. Only Hester could stop Thaddeus. Hester struggles to recall what her mother found, but when the rebels mention intel about Thaddeus collecting fusion cells, Tom draws a strange symbol that sparks Hester's memory. Tom explains it's the control system for a quantum energy weapon. Anna quickly pieces it together. Thaddeus plans to use this weapon to destroy the shield wall in Asia. Meanwhile, in London, Herbert informs Thaddeus about a cache of ancient tech. Catherine and Bevis secretly meet with the museum director, who reveals that engineers have broken into Tom's hidden compartment and stolen all the tech. The director shows them a hidden tunnel behind a wall with endless stairs, leading directly to the cathedral. Though the climb is grueling, Catherine and Bevis make it, arriving just in time to see Thaddeus completing the weapon using Pandora's control system. It's called Medusa, the same terrifying weapon from the video. Suddenly, Major Chrome bursts into the cathedral, furious. He's outraged that Thaddeus has ordered London to move east and that he's building a weapon of mass destruction. Chrome demands the engineers shut it down, but they ignore him. Without hesitation, Thaddeus shoots and kills Chrome, revealing his true intentions. Watching from the shadows, Catherine finally sees her father's monstrous side. Back at Airhaven, the rebels receive a distressing message. London is heading east. Chaos erupts as the city's power suddenly goes out, followed by screams from outside. Hester realizes it's a diversion. Moments later, Shrike storms in. The rebels attack him with gunfire and blades, but Shrike is unstoppable. He kills them effortlessly. Some are thrown through walls, others hurled into the ground. Shrike remains untouched. As the chaos unfolds, a massive explosion engulfs the city in flames, causing it to collapse. With destruction all around, the surviving population scrambles to escape in aircraft. Amid the panic, Tom and Hester race to find a way out before it's too late. Anna and the rebels keep fighting Shrike with swords and axes, but he's so strong that he takes them down one by one. Finally, Anna jumps and strikes Shrike with her shoe blade, hurting him. The rebels throw a grenade at Shrike's leg, and when it explodes, it creates a hole in the ground, causing him to fall. The rebels think they're safe and try to escape, unaware that Shrike is holding on to steel beams. As Tom and Hester get close to Anna's aircraft, Shrike appears in front of them. Tom tries to protect Hester, but Shrike grabs him by the neck and throws him to the ground. He steps on Tom's chest, and Hester, desperate, grabs Shrike's leg, begging for Tom's life. Seeing Hester's tears, Shrike hesitates, shocked by her love for Tom. Suddenly, his systems begin to fail, and he falls to his knees. Shrike gives Hester the necklace and frees her from her promise before collapsing dead. As the city crumbles, Anna arrives, pulls the duo into her aircraft, and they finally escape. Airhaven crashes to the ground soon after. The next day, rebel aircraft fly through a hole in the shield wall and reach Shangua, a city that doesn't move. They meet Governor Quan and tell him that London is on its way. Anna thinks they should strike first, but Tom protests, saying it would kill innocent civilians too. Quan agrees, but they have no choice. It's either London or Shangua. Alarms blare, and the city prepares for battle. As evening falls, London gets closer to the wall. Thaddeus activates Medusa, while Anna sends out the aircraft. While waiting, Hester finds a portrait of Medusa that reminds her of the necklace. She opens it and finds a crash drive inside, which she shows to Tom. At that moment, the weapon finishes charging and fires its first energy beam at the wall. The blast destroys dozens of aircraft, defense cannons, and kills thousands of people. The wall is badly damaged, and a huge fire breaks out. Falling debris and collapsing buildings kill even more civilians. In London, the crowd roars as the weapon charges up. Hester and Tom tell Anna they need to get to London to shut Medusa down. Anna agrees to help while the other rebels cover them. As they get closer, Thaddeus fires the weapon again. The rebels dodge the attack, but their aircraft takes damage. The rebels form up to distract the enemy, while Anna flies low, staying out of sight. London opens fire, and the rebel aircraft fight back, bringing down buildings and causing panic in the streets. A spotlight locks onto Anna, but a rebel flies close to destroy it. Unfortunately, he's shot down in the process. The other rebels focus on taking out all the lights, letting Anna fly safely. But in doing so, they expose themselves. While they manage to destroy every beacon, they all get shot down. Anna drops Hester near the cathedral, then opens fire on the guards. She leaps onto the roof, leaving Tom in charge of the aircraft. As Thaddeus prepares to fire Medusa again, Anna arrives, aiming to kill him first. But a guard jumps in front, taking the bullet. The computer warns that the system is overheating, and the engineers flee in fear, giving Hester the chance to sneak in. Thaddeus fires his gun and injures Anna, leading to a fight with blades. At first, they're evenly matched, but Anna gets distracted when she sees Hester at the computer and tries to keep Thaddeus' attention on her. In the struggle, Thaddeus lifts Anna over the balcony and stabs her. She dies peacefully, watching Hester finally shut Medusa down. As the weapon collapses, Thaddeus leaves the cathedral, meeting Catherine. She insults him, calling him a murderer and saying he's failed. Thaddeus disagrees, claiming the wall is coming down. Meanwhile, his men storm London's control room and kill all the operators. The city is now moving without control and will crash into the wall, destroying it. Catherine rushes to the control room, trying to stop it, but the brakes are broken. She contacts Tom, and he makes a plan. Thaddeus tries to escape in his aircraft, but Hester blocks his way. As she gets ready to kill him, Thaddeus reveals he's her father. Hester suddenly remembers a moment with Pandora and Thaddeus, which gives him the chance to disarm her. Meanwhile, Catherine opens the city gate, and Tom flies in, shooting at the engine, causing explosions. As London shakes and slows down, Hester jumps on Thaddeus, and they fight on top of his aircraft as it takes off. After a fierce struggle, Thaddeus manages to choke Hester, but she slashes his face with Tom's knife. Instead of killing him, Hester leaps over the railing, and Tom catches her. At a safe distance, Tom shoots down Thaddeus' aircraft, which crashes to the ground. Thaddeus survives but lands right next to London, where the city runs over him before finally stopping. There's a massive hole in the wall, and Catherine leads the survivors toward it, where they face a group of guards. Quan steps forward, making the guards put down their weapons and welcoming the refugees. In Anna's aircraft, Hester and Tom agree to explore the world together. That is how the movie ends. Please subscribe for more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching.